My name is Amelia, and I'm joined by my wrestle pal.
Ow!
We have a special guest today.
We do. It's very fun, very different from what we do. But we got Matt of Smack Talk Showdown game. Thank you. You reached out, and we were like, hell yeah, we love games, we love wrestling, we like talking smack. So let's do this. If anyone's been to a show with us, we talk a lot of smack.
Oh man. Well, we were at a show last night, actually. I'm still recovering.
I'm pretty good. I'm pretty good, surprisingly.
Yeah, I'm surprised. I
talked a lot of smack.
I feel like anytime we've gone to shows or events, it's always the ones where I talk the most. Fine. Next day, fine.
Yeah.
It'll be like the one day I like talk to like 3 people, then the next day when I of course have to, then it's the next day that I have to then talk to like a ton of people where it's like, hey, how's it going?
Like, let me show you
my game.
I'm like, what's wrong with your like wrestling? Don't worry about it. It's cool.
Yeah.
It's a thing.
Yeah, it's gotten to the point like when, or we haven't done it, or I haven't done any events for a game in like a year or so, but when we used to, I would just have a bag of like the most diesel strength cough drops.
Right.
And it's just I'm just eating them through like candy.
Coating.
Like hard candy throughout the day. I need that like coating of whatever numbs up your throat for the day to be like fine.
That's how I got off through work the day after we went to New Japan a few months, like last month. My coworker's like, you need this? And I was like, absolutely.
Yeah. There's the cough drops, and then you can get the spray. You can just put right into your throat and just spray it.
I was at the numbing one. I don't like the numbing one. I don't like my throat being numb.
Oh, after like 3 days of like working an event, it's like I want my throat to be numb. I don't want to feel it. I don't want it to hurt anymore.
I think in August, because that's when we went to SummerSlam, and September, I went through a whole like bottle of honey, just like downing the honey on the way to Vegas.
Been there.
It's still not back. This is not her voice.
I don't sound like this. I've damaged it permanently. It's gone.
As I drink water.
All right. It was fun while it lasted.
Well, you had a good run. But let's get into the game.
Yes.
How long has this been in existence?
Yeah, Matt, tell us all about you and how this came about.
Yeah. So I'll give the whole history. So I used to work at a game company, and me and 2 coworkers made this game during one of the company's they did a yearly game jam as like a team building thing where everybody got together. You got 2-3 days to make a game, and then you demo it for the whole company and all sorts of stuff. So I work in QA. The other guy worked in marketing, and then the other guy worked in finance. So none of us were artists or programmers. And usually the way the game jams would go is the artists and the programmers would have a ton of stuff to do because they're doing all like the big, meat and potatoes, all the stuff that you would do on a game in like 2 days or something. And a lot of the other people would, some people would just be like, yeah, I'm just going to take 2 days off, or you're just, you kind of sit around and you help out in little parts that you can. Yeah. But I didn't kind of want to do that. I wanted to make something of my own. So I sent a message into our internal Slack channel where everybody was like making teams. I was like, hey, who wants to make a card game based on wrestling promos? So I think I'll be really good. And so the other 2 guys, Danny and Dennis, were like, absolutely, let's do it. First 2 days, like the first day, we like sequestered one of the meeting rooms that had a big TV in it, and just watched wrestling promos all day. Yeah, we were working.
Very hard work.
We came up with a prototype version of the game that we did, and we tested out with a bunch of people in the office. And then they did like a whole year, not a year end, like end of the game jam kind of award ceremony, and we ended up getting an award for, it was like most interesting, most unique, whatever it was. But essentially what the award was, we came in second place in like almost all the categories, and they felt like they had to give us something.
Yeah.
But because we were going up against people who were like, yeah, here's my prototype for this VR game where you're searching by like sound and sense and all this like really great grand stuff. And we're like, we have a party game where you do wrestling promos, and they were on like print it out, cut it up pieces of paper, and then we demo it, and then they like wheel out the VR rig that someone's in and showing off
Like,
this like
we're out of our league.
technically
Pack it up,
this
gotta
technical
go.
genius. So after that, we were like, hey, like a lot of people liked it. A lot of we were playing, we play with people who didn't know or were into wrestling at all, and we're like, yeah, this is this could be something. We could do something with this, and decided to flesh out the full game. And so we did our first Kickstarter in mid 2016, and then so we had our first print run. That was end of 20. So we had our first Kickstarter, and then our first print run, which ended, I want to say the end of 2018, early 2019 is when we sold out our first print run. And then we did our, and then we kind of, then we did our second Kickstarter, and then kind of had a break period because of COVID. So we had like shipping delays and just work delays and just, but, and then we all, we weren't going to be like, hey, give us money for stuff that you might not need right now. So we kind of like, we didn't really go on a hiatus, but we didn't really have anything to like sell people. So we were just kind of like quiet, but we were, do stuff on social media. We did a handful of like streams where we got like game developers and pro wrestlers to play the game with us. And then we finally got our second print run in in this last summer. So we've had that since then, which was the regular to the base game that we did originally, and then we did our first expansion pack, which was our like not safe for work one. Where so like the base game that we have,
18 and over.
which is this one right here, which is our base game.
Oh, okay.
So that one is the main one. It's 550 cards, and there's nothing in there that's inappropriate.
Oh my gosh.
Right. The way we say it is that game is only as inappropriate as the people playing will want to make it. And then we have our expansion, which is the 100 cards of not safe for work one, and that one is we tell you to be an appropriate one. Right. So now we have both of those in stocks that we're selling. So it was kind of like it's almost like starting back up again.
Yeah, that sounds so fun.
Yeah,
it's a perfect time. We're getting back together. People want to hang out.
Yeah,
I love games like this.
Yeah, exactly.
Because we've played some really complicated games.
Right.
This is straightforward.
Yeah. I mean, they could get personal. They could get really personal sometimes.
And it definitely helped that we made it in like a day or two, so we didn't have time to make it
think
too
about
complicated.
it.
I mean, the first version of the game we did it was actually like overly complicated because we were like, all right, we're gonna make a wrestling game, we're gonna do all this like cool wrestling stuff, and we had it where there was 3 different stages where you had the indie wrestling stage, the TV taping stage, and the pay-per-view stage,
man.
and you had to progress. Depending how well you did, you progress through each stage. And then, at the first stage, you had a minute, then you had 2 minutes, and then you had 3 minutes to do all the stuff. And we're like, this is all great. This is going to do. And then we like tried it and we're like, this sucks.
Yeah,
right?
A little too much.
It was too complicated. Trying to cut a 3-minute on the fly promo was like the hardest thing in the world.
Yeah.
So we cut it down to everybody just gets 45 seconds, which we kind of found be the sweet spot where it's not too long, it's not too short. And then we've had people play it and be like, yeah, we do a minute because we feel like a minute works better for our group. And we're like, perfect, great, do whatever you want. And we had stuff like we had a heel and face card that you had to flip depending on your and we were like, no one was paying attention to that, so we like really just like after and that we just like kind of just gutted it and cut it to the most core game as it is, which is what it is now.
Yeah. Smack Talk.
Yeah.
Amazing. I want to play this all the time because we have a lot of trash talking friends.
Yeah, really
naturally.
People surprise you. You're like, wow, I did not know you had that in you. Okay, awesome.
Yeah, has this torn friends apart? Have you heard stories of families being torn apart or friendships ruined over this? Because
we haven't. So we haven't, but we did put one card in purposely that specifically says like forget all the all the stuff in the game and just start smack talking your opponent personally,
Oh my
like on
God,
a
go for the
level.
jugular.
But we haven't heard that one break and break up any friendships yet.
Well,
Hurt some
the holidays
feelings.
are coming, so hopefully,
Right.
It's about that
stays
time.
that way.
Right.
It's been a long year.
Mhm.
So that's cool. Okay, so your timeline is you're like 3 years old, 4-ish. That's
Yeah, I'd say
you're
we're
about as old as us. We're 3 years old. So
yeah,
that's really cool.
I'd say we were 3 or 4 years old in terms of like when we first, from inception to now, in
Yeah.
terms of like having the game like out in the people and being able to sell it and do it. I'd say we maybe are like 2 years, 2.5 years in terms of like, hey, we got it, you can buy it, you can play it.
That's so cool.
Yeah.
I love that. You've got so much support from like the wrestling community. Like I'll just go on like your Twitter and like, oh, look who's like who you're reposting or who's like part of it. How did that come about? Were you just like knocking on doors like, we have this game, do you want to play it?
Yeah,
like
pretty much. I mean, like a lot when we did events to get like a lot of the wrestlers we got for events, a lot of the people we've gotten to like either do posts or videos or stuff about it. It was just either me just reaching out on Twitter or their email saying like, hey, this is our game, this is what it is. Would you be interested in like having us on your podcast? Would you be interested in doing some posts for would you be interested in doing a how to play video for us, like in and just just asking people if they want to do it, and like that's been a lot, like primarily a lot of our kind of like our marketing in terms of how we do or getting it out there, because we're very our own like our budget, we try to keep as much of the stuff that we pay for to be funded by the game sales, but but we can't do that 100%.
Right.
So but so we're very conscious about not being like, yeah, we'll give you like $5,000 to do a whole thing, right?
Here's a bucket of money.
So yeah, a lot of it has just been just like just reaching out to people saying like, is this something you want to do? And a lot of times like, yeah, that sounds great, we'll do it. And either be like, yeah, you can come on this, or be like, hey, we do a sponsorship, it would be X amount of dollars or whatever. And like, great, cool, what like we'll do it. And yeah, it's just that's a lot of it, just contacting people, asking people,
networking
oh yeah,
stuff like that.
Yeah. It's like a podcast.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, definitely.
So let's go into like your history. How long have you been watching wrestling? Is it like a lifelong? Are you like
so it's not
later?
Really, definitely later. So my cousins grew up. My cousins are like a generation above me, right? So they grew up watching wrestling in the 80s, and then every time I go over to like their house as a kid, they still had all their old wrestling toys.
Yeah.
So they had a lot of the old Hulk Hogan, Kamala figure. I forgot what brand they are, but they're like the really thick plastic ones.
heavy ones.
And so I would play with them because I was just like, oh, sweet, cool action figures, right? As a little kid. But so I was always aware of it as a like piece of media and like culturally and all that. And then probably later I would catch episodes of it. Either I remember they would run TNA episodes before like Saturday Night Live on other channels, and I'd always like catch that because at like 11 o'clock at night there's like nothing else on. Or when SmackDown was on, was it a CW UPN at the time? And they were like syndicating episodes of The Simpsons beforehand, so I'd be watching episodes of The Simpsons, and then it would lead into that, so I'd catch some of that. But then I don't think I really was like, all right, we're going to watch the weekly shows, and we're going to watch pay-per-views, and we're going to watch indies, until really was working on the game. And it was like, started off like researching stuff, researching promos, but then we wanted to move outside of just like, yeah, here's the most like famous promos and most famous wrestlers, and here's all their antics. And we wanted to make some stuff a little more unique and more interesting. And so you start delving into the more, all the older stuff, all the newer stuff, all the indie stuff, like Japan and Mexico and all
Mhm.
that stuff. And so it's probably since then when I started, watching on a more frequent, normal
Yeah.
basis.
Yeah.
I love that. You were like cash and then you just like fall in love. Like you just immerse yourself. That's amazing.
Right.
What
Kind of what happens.
What's your you watch a lot of promos. What's like your top favorite promos?
Oh my God.
A couple. You can throw them all out.
It's okay. I get asked this. I obviously get asked this question all the time, and of course, I don't have anything like memorized. So I'm always like, shit.
Then you'll think later. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So I said, okay, so off the top of my head. So the Scott Steiner promo is always great.
Yes.
The Scott Steiner math one is
Yes.
fantastic. That's the one. Yeah.
Mhm.
It wasn't this one's one I always think of, but it's not necessarily a promo, but it was WCW Hulk Hogan doing a Dungeon of Doom thing, and he gets taken backstage or taken into the Dungeon of Doom area, and he puts his hand in the fountain, and
That's
he goes,
right.
it's not hot. And I think that's like one. It's just like 2 seconds. I think that's definitely one of my favorites because it's just such a dumb thing to say in reaction to putting your hand into cold water.
Yeah.
There's a bunch of other ones. There was like a hand. Oh, there's one. I forget who it was, but it was like a backyard wrestling group, right? And there's a bunch of videos that these people we delved into because they're hysterical, where it was clearly it was 2 guys, and it was clearly they only had one person could hold the camera at a time. So it was the one dude they're somewhere in the woods or something, and the one guy was giving his whatever he's talking, and then it was very clear the one guy then walks off, and they hand off camera, and you can see the little shake, and then the other guy walks in the frame to give his part of the promo, but they're talking about it as if they were to like have done like a camera cut to a different location in terms of how they're speaking.
Yeah.
That's definitely got to be another favorite of mine.
Were they cutting promos on each other?
Yes. They were cutting promos.
Amazing.
For their next upcoming match.
They couldn't press pause and then like, all right, let's switch.
Wow, I love that.
They're great. There was the same group. They did one of the other videos we found that we watched was when we were doing research for the cards. So they did a match in their backyard. And it was 3 guys. It was 2 of the guys, and this time they had their own separate camera guy.
Right.
So they all come out. They do their entrances. They all come out, and then they get into the ring, and then they both look dead into the camera guy, and they're kind of like they're like mouthing for one of them to go like hell, and he's like I can't like I have the camera, like I can't, or something, like I can't, like he's like, when you guys do it, and it's the other guy goes,
oh my gosh,
bell, and it took us we watched it a bunch of times, and after like the 3rd time through, we realized the bell they were ringing was they were taking a hammer and hitting a propane tank that was on a chair.
Oh my
god! For the bell, and then they do the match, they do the stuff, and so we're watching it, and we started to think like, wait, is the camera guy going to be the ref? And so they're so the first pin comes up, right? Guy gets him in the pin, and then the guy who's pinning the other guy just starts counting himself. And but they still do the whole like 2 count near fall thing, but he's counting for himself.
And it's grit and determination. It's grit and determination.
Really
great. And then there's another one that I've talked about both of these on a bunch of podcasts before, but they're my like all-time favorite. They're like my all-time favorite backyard matches that I've found so far. Is this other one? It was a ladder match. Different group. It was a ladder match, and so they had put down a giant one of those big blue tarps as the ring.
Okay.
They had the 2 giant poles to hold it with a string, just a string, and then the belt, and then the ladder they had was the pool ladder that they had that was like standing up, so it was like this tall.
Wow.
And so they come out, they're doing their stuff, and they're doing like decent stuff. Like they're actually able to like lift each other up and throw each other around and stuff. But the guy holding the camera was doing commentary, but he was doing it in like the most monotone voice possible.
Oh no.
No. And so they're doing their stuff, and then it starts raining because they're doing it outside.
My god.
And because they have this big tarp, it gets slippery and it's very loud on the tarp.
no.
but they keep going. Like there was one moment they got on, they had the dude put the ladder up to jump off the ladder onto the other guy, and then when he went to jump off the ladder, like slipped. So he got zero air off it and just kind of just like flopped down. And then as the match is going on, because the ground's getting wet, you can see the two poles starting to slowly go in.
It's a disaster.
The belt is starting to get so
It's
low
closer to the ground.
that they could just reach it up. And then they had a third guy who was the ref at one point finally go up to one of the poles and like hoist it back up. So they could, but there was like parts where they were going through the thing, the belt was like so low, but they still were like putting the ladder up, pretending to climb the ladder, but the belt was like at their chest height.
The show must go on.
Yeah, that was great.
Oh
that was
man,
great one.
You really did the research. I mean,
we went pretty deep into just
you did.
Well, because it's pretty easy on YouTube. You find, you just go, you just keep going deeper and deeper into like a rabbit hole of, you start with the one backyard match to do with the pro painting. All we looked up was we just typed in hair versus hair on Google, and like that was like the first one that came up for whatever reason. It wasn't it wasn't CMLL matches, it wasn't AAA matches, it wasn't. It was this backyard match I guess it came up because I think it had like 15,000 views on it, but all their other stuff on their channel had like 5. So it literally just must have been because it said hair versus hair.
Yeah.
And it just got like scooped up by whatever thing, and then you just go down a hole. Like the backyard stuff was probably where we got like good amount of some of our my more favorite cards. There's stuff like their ring was just like a bunch of twin bed mattresses lined up. There's the classic, they do the matches on the trampolines.
Yes.
But
like on the side of the house,
I mean, my favorite though is they are the ones where they have just a twin bed mattress or bed mattress just in the center, and they're doing everything else around the backyard, but anytime they need to do like some sort of slam or whatever, they go back to where that mattress is,
right?
Do the move on the mattress and then fan back out,
right? Wrestles here and there. Al, have you ever do you know like some backyard wrestlers?
I don't.
I know some backyard wrestlers.
Wow. I backyard wrestling. I really haven't. Went straight into indies. But I just had a thought. When we get our Twitch channel going, can you please come on and show us some of this backyard wrestling?
100%. I'd love to do that.
I want to.
Oh my god, that's a great idea.
I would love to do that.
That is a great
We're working
idea.
on this for next year.
Yeah.
This is gonna happen.
But I found there's two levels of backyard wrestling. There's the one I just described, which is just kind of dudes having fun in their backyard. So they're not gonna put a lot of money or too much effort into it. They just want to have a good time. And then there's the ones where it's like they want to wrestle, and it essentially comes down to who wants to buy a ring and who doesn't want to buy a ring.
Right. Yeah, exactly.
Because the dudes who buy, I remember this was, I think during one of the research things, and it was a backyard thing, but they had a full ring, and it was this dude I don't know, he wasn't like a tall guy, but he was probably like 300 some pounds plus, but he was doing moonsaults and
my god,
and all sorts of like top rope flips, and they were like clean as hell, right?
Oh my god,
he was athletic.
And it's like blew me away because I wasn't expecting to see this in this like backyard match.
Oh my gosh. I mean, sometimes watching them can be really scary. My ex-boyfriend, his brother was a backyard wrestler for a minute, and they had their own title and their names, and they did their promos, and he was actually really good. And I mean, it was fun to watch them talk trash on each other, and even the commentators were hilarious. But it was scary because they're not professionals, and someone could get really hurt, and no one ever really got hurt, but it was scary. I was afraid for them. But it was hilarious.
The Hardys.
I always feel that every time I'm watching those, anytime they do the backyard and they're doing it on the trampoline, and they just they bounce at a weird angle, they're like too close to the springs, like someone's head is just gonna go straight down.
Yeah.
As I was saying, I just remembered one of the other favorite backyard wrestling promos I saw. It was for some I forget what the thing is for, and I tried to find it again, but I think their YouTube channel doesn't exist anymore, which is unfortunate.
no.
But like they had like pretty decent graphics and whatnot and all that.
Mhm.
But so the dude was giving the guy who was giving like, it was like a hype for an upcoming event they were doing. The guy who was doing it in like a semi-finished attic where it had all the drywall and all that stuff, but it had clearly
Okay.
exposed wires.
Oh no.
Like where like plugs should be, like outlets should be installed. So it was like
He's
a halfway
dangerous.
finished
Dangerous.
right. So he's giving his whole promo. It's fairly normal, fairly benign, like, hey, hyping up the match, hyping up this, hyping up that. And it gets to the last one, and all of a sudden he just says, straight flat face. It's like, in our next match, white power reigns supreme. And we're just like,
Oh no.
like, and it ended up being him just wording what he wanted to say terribly,
Yeah.
because the wrestler in the next match, his last name was White.
Oh.
It was something white.
Yeah. Okay.
But the way he phrased it
Ooh.
is like, in our next match, white power is gonna reign supreme. I
No.
was like, oh, what?
Ugh. Now we
It
figured out why
was
it's
just out of
deleted.
it was like a hard cut from what he was talking about
God.
from the previous match to just, and
That's
next
terrible.
white power reigns supreme, and we were like, oh crap, what did we?
What? What are we watching?
Yeah, what are we
now you're on a
watching?
list.
But no, it was just a very unfortunate.
Oh my goodness.
Like,
That's
he
Mm-mm.
was like, all right, it was very clearly, I'm gonna do this in one take. What I say is what I say, and
Oh no.
Roll it. Let's go.
yeah, and we're like, oh no.
Oh, no.
We're just
That was
like,
bad.
oh my god. And we're like, this is gonna be like somebody's like terrible gimmick, and it's like, no, just the guy's last name was White.
Yeah, it's just his last name.
That's amazing.
That's funny.
I love all of these examples.
I know. That's some research.
Yeah. That's dedication.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, another, like, I think a lot of the times, like, our research to, like, people like you guys were like, so what wrestling do you watch? A lot of stuff for our research is we're watching intentionally bad wrestling.
Yeah.
That's where we get like the best ideas inspired for a lot of our cards.
Oh yeah.
So there's a lot of watching like late WCW in there. Like we just, we all just, I think at one point I just bought a network subscription.
Yeah.
And just was like, all right, let's see what we can, like, let's just go
Roll
like
through
deep down into the pages, see what we can
Oh yeah.
find.
The archives.
What's a promotion I don't recognize? Like which one looks like it was made on like a $25 budget, some like soundstage back and down in Georgia or something. Like, let's watch some of those promos and see what we can come up with. Because like all the big name guys, like, yeah, we know they're going to be doing good stuff, and it's like that's all fun and good. It's like I want to see the one where some dude is doing like a bad promo, or
cannot get
doing
through
something
it.
like weird and hokey, right?
But he's trying really hard.
He's trying really hard.
Right, or they're given something like they're like, well, I guess I got to go out and talk about how I'm made out of nuclear power or something. I don't know, right?
Right, given a gimmick, got to sell it.
Oh man.
Right.
I love that. Okay, so you said you were gonna show us some of the game where we're gonna partake in the game. Is this?
Yeah,
I guess
so
this
I
is the
figured,
part of the
because
time to embarrass yourselves.
Yes, I think we play.
It's Sunday.
Play a couple rounds,
Casual
or as
Sunday.
many rounds as you want to.
Yeah.
So I'll explain the rules real quick.
Yes.
So you play with 3 people at a time in each round, which is perfect. We got 3 people.
Three people.
And so you have 2 people are the wrestlers for the round, and then you have 1 person be what we call a producer for the round. And the producer is the person who's playing the cards and kind of keeping track of all the action and what's going on.
Okay.
And then the wrestlers are, of course, the people going head to head against each other.
Ooh.
Right. So the round starts where each wrestler is going to draw 2 cards from our 2 sets of name cards. Right.
Oh, okay.
And that's going to give you your persona for the round. So, so the example one I just drew would be the downtown assassin.
Oh.
So That would be your.
Don't mess with the downtown assassin.
Don't you dare.
No, thank
So
you.
that would be your wrestlers, your persona, your gimmick for the round. Then we have these segment cards, which have matches, scenarios, situations that the promos are going to be about. So the kind of impetus for what you guys are doing your promos against.
Okay.
So we have some that are pretty simple, like the wrestlers are debating the terms of their championship match contract. They must convince the audience why they should receive their demands. So if you're playing with a large group of people, everyone who's not in that current round is called the audience.
Mm-hmm.
And so they're going to be deciding on who's going to win the round. There's also other cards that they can. So we have then all these smack cards, which is for what people have to, which I'll then play. The producer will then play on the wrestlers during their promos, and then you have to do what they say on the card. So they have various things you have to do, say. It just changes up, gives you kind of different things that you got to do. And so there's stuff in there like for the audience where it's like the audience has to do chants, the audience has to
How
like
fun!
there's ones where the audience will have to take the place of the wrestler, or they have to come in as a third person, or so it's one of the things we wanted to add in that is very unique to kind of a wrestling environment, but also unique to party games in general, where usually if you're either not in the current round, like in a game like Super Fight, if you're not in that current round, you're just kind of sitting on the sidelines, or if maybe you're if you're in a group of people, maybe you don't want to go in the first couple rounds because you want to see how things are going, you still can kind of get your hand, you still can kind of get in and do what you want to do, or you can still be involved when it's not
be a part of it, but not really.
Less pressure situation.
Exactly.
Yeah,
I'm that person sometimes. I will be a spectator first and then decide if I want to play, depending on
right. And then so other smack cards or other segment cards are stuff that are less like wrestling matches. Like we have ones where both wrestlers are giving a presentation to pitch the best timeshare, and so whoever can do the best timeshare pitch is going to win. There's one where we have a couple that are like the wrestlers are accepting the speech for best use of face paint, and they must give the best acceptance speech award. So we have a mix, so it's like we mix it up, so it's not just all like you're going against each other in a cage match, you're going against each other in a hair versus hair match. We have those in there as well. So then each wrestler then will have 45 seconds to give their promo. So the first person will have 45 seconds, second person will have 45 seconds. The producer will have 3 of these smack cards, so they'll play 3 on one person, and then they'll, depending on how many, if they have any left over, they just discard them, draw 3 new ones to play on the next person. And then after each person is gone, if you're playing with like a big large group, then everyone, like I said, the audience is going to then decide who won or lost. But if you're just playing with like 3 people like we are now, whoever is playing the producer will then decide on who won.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
The Vince McMahon, if you will.
Exactly.
Yeah, right.
End all be all.
Yeah, like we've done this for like on Twitch, where we would have like the people in the Twitch chat be our audience.
Oh, that's cool.
We'll have them vote on who wins. We've done live events where we did like a live tournament as like a stage show.
That sounds fun.
So
where have you done places? You're saying you did like events and stuff. Where have you guys gone?
So in terms of events in general, we've done a couple local comic conventions around here. We did all the star casts when those were going.
And then so we missed you. We were in Vegas.
We were in Vegas too.
Oh, we missed you.
No, but yeah, we were in Vegas. The merch room in Vegas was like a weird kind of no man's land.
We did a lap around there, but we did it Sunday, the last day, so it was real sad, like real
it was
quiet.
Yeah, it was
a bunch of vendors. I remember that one because a bunch of vendors like left early on that because of how flights out of Vegas were, because it was Memorial Day weekend.
Yeah,
like a bunch of people were like, "Yeah, I'm just going to leave early, so I'm not paying $700 for a flight."
Yeah, exactly.
I think I left early too. But yeah, we've done that.
We drove.
Yeah.
And then for the big.
Where are you at?
Oh, I'm in Boston.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. Cool. And then for the big stage event, the live event, the big tournament we did, which we call Extreme Cardboard Wrestling.
Yes.
We've done those at PAX Unplugged and PAX East.
Okay.
The big game convention. So that one we specifically do it pro wrestlers versus game developers.
Ooh, that sounds fun.
Yeah, so that's where we have done we do a 8-person bracket elimination thing, but that one we have a true audience that's like sitting and watching,
participating.
So when we do the cards, are like the audience must chant something. It's like a full-on chant, and those have been great, and we're really hoping to get back to those at some point as well.
That would be cool. Yeah.
That
sounds fun.
Yeah.
No, I want to go to one now.
I know.
You're in California.
Yeah, I mean, in 2022, we're hoping to do more, like a more frequent like events outside of outside the East Coast, because we do all of our shipping out of California, so all of our games are actually stored in California.
Man.
So we want to do a bunch of events in California, mainly because since they're all stored there, we don't have to haul a bunch of boxes out there.
This sounds really good for us, because when we order, it'll just be at our house sooner than most people.
Yeah.
I didn't think about that, but you're right. Yes.
Yeah. All right, so I'm getting the cards.
Yeah, let's go. Let's do this.
Wait, let me get some caffeine.
I'm ready. I had a cappuccino.
Let's
go. And a tamale.
Oh.
I know.
I haven't ate yet. Let's
this is not fair.
This might be bad. Well, it's my time to go, guys.
Grab a... Gotta get a timer going.
I have no idea what's gonna happen, but I'm excited.
My best advice for this game, which I tell everybody, is don't overthink it. Just say the first thing. Just say the first thing.
You're talking to the worst people.
Just say the first thing that, like, when you're doing a promo, just say the first thing that comes into your mind. And it'll usually work out.
Okay.
Like we have a bunch of Smack cards that are like, hey, you have to start speaking with like a Canadian accent. You start speaking with a Brooklyn accent, right? And the best, I think the best moments we ever had is one, especially for the Brooklyn accent one, is where we said, you have to use Brooklyn accent. Someone just does whatever they think it is first thing off their head. It's always wrong, but it's always like hilarious.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of like Channel Taz or something. I got nothing.
No.
Someone either what always happens is someone just defaults to like the most generic New York accent that they can think of. They try to impersonate Taz.
Yeah.
Or they just do like a nonsense accent.
It doesn't make any sense.
It's like not an accent from anywhere.
Yeah. No, it's a combination of all accents.
Right.
I'm terrible at accents, so let's do this.
All right. So all right. So you guys will go. So first up we'll have the Mighty Professor.
Ooh.
Versus Hateful Hercules.
Wow. Which one? Who's who?
I feel like I'm Hateful Hercules.
Okay, so you'll be Hateful Hercules. You'll be Mighty Professor.
That feels right.
All right, so we'll start off with a pretty easy one. So you guys are competing in Worcester, Massachusetts. The wrestlers are siblings who have been rivals since birth, and neither will accept defeat.
Okay. Brains over brawn.
Yeah.
All right. So we'll have Hateful Hercules. We'll have you go first.
Ooh, Hateful Hercules.
So you have 45 seconds. I'm gonna be playing Smack cards on you. Pretty much the way that will work is I'm just gonna read them out loud mid promo. So and also keep in mind, when a second Smack card is played on you, you don't have to keep doing the previous one if you don't want to. You just have to do the most current one. So they don't stack on each other.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Good to know.
Unless you want to. Unless you're like
unless I'm in a
like if you're in a good rhythm, you can do whatever you want.
Okay.
Okay. You have 45 seconds now.
All right. Mighty Professor, you have been a thorn in my side my entire life. Okay, you've hated me since I was born because I'm younger and stronger and actually smarter than you.
The
You
speaker
may
must
be a
name and
professor.
describe their signature move.
I will do my Herculean hurt on you. I will knock you out. I will destroy you. You will tap out.
The speaker must pretend they have an upset stomach during their promo.
You make me sick. You make my stomach hurt. I feel disgusting when I see you. I'm going to throw up. Nauseous. I've been nauseated since the day I met you, which is my entire life. I hate you. This is going to be the end of it. The
speaker
end.
must profess their affection towards their opponent.
This hurts me because I love you. Okay? We are family and you are ruining our family. This is
And time.
Yay! That was so good. Oh my God, Al. I knew you would kill it.
Well done.
I knew it. I knew you would kill it. I'm not gonna kill it.
You are.
Ruin it. Mighty Professor. Mighty Professor.
All right, my professor, are you ready?
No, but let's go.
All right, go.
I don't even know where to begin. I mean, since the day you were born, worst day of my life. I wish you were never born. You know, you hate me
Speaker must
because you hate
pretend they are
me.
a turkey during their promo.
I don't even know how to do that. What do turkeys do? Gobble, you're the worst. And yeah, what? I have to pretend I'm a turkey?
You're a turkey.
The speaker must pretend they are sleep talking during their promo.
Oh my God, this is hard. So I'm supposed to be asleep while I'm doing a promo?
Yeah.
What?
No, you're in a promo.
I am. Like, how does that even work? I don't understand. What? How? How am I supposed to do that? Mighty Professor is not having that. I'm sorry. I'm too intelligent for this.
That's time.
I mean,
unfortunately, well,
gobble,
no, I mean, I'm gonna have to give that
gobble?
round. I'm gonna have to give that
Gobble,
round
gobble,
to
bitch.
Hateful
Hercules.
Hercules.
Gobble, bitch.
So Hateful Hercules definitely won that round, but I'll give some
down.
we'll give some bonus points
Hands down.
for entertainment to my Hateful Hercules.
Hateful Hercules.
We need
You're
Twitter
good.
handle, y'all.
You're good. Yeah,
I mean, I rarely see people when we're playing this just straight up go, I don't know how to do that.
How am I supposed to do that? What in the world?
Wow, that was some late WCW if I've ever seen it.
You're killing me here. You're killing me.
All right. Well, now we got the first round warmed up. We kind of know what we're doing.
Let's see.
All
Let's
right.
see.
Don't think, remember?
I think too much.
Yeah, you
I
overthink
know.
it. Just got to go into
overthink
it. All right. So for this round, we're gonna have the Despicable Barbarian.
Ooh.
That's gonna be you. And the Wandering Millionaire.
Wow. Wait, who's who?
So you're Despicable
Despicable.
Barbarian.
Ooh.
Barbarian.
I'm
All
ready.
right, and we have
I'm a barbarian.
Wait, what am I what is it, millionaire?
you
what?
are the Wandering Millionaire.
The
Wandering.
wandering. Okay.
Where are you
Go to
wandering?
Coachella.
No one knows.
So for this round, you guys are competing in Washington, D.C.
Mm.
The wrestlers are promoting their new wrestling toy line. The best product plug wins.
Best
Ooh.
product plug. And I'm the what?
You're the Despicable Barbarian.
Despicable Barbarian.
All right, and we're gonna have you go first this round.
Oh my God. And like, I my toy line, right? I'm promoting my toy line.
You're promoting whoever can best promote their new wrestling toy line.
New wrestling toy line. Despicable Barbarian. Oh God. Here
All
we
right, you
go.
ready?
Oh my God. I'm overthinking, but let's go.
Yep. Go.
I'm the despicable barbarian, and you should buy my toys. Like, I have the best toy line in the world in Washington, D.C., and it's the best toy line.
Speaker must make fun of the soft city folk.
You folks here in DC, all you care about are politics. Like, you need to be barbaric like me and despicable. Well, you're already despicable, let's be honest. But you're not barbaric. You need to be barbaric like me.
Speaker must
and
praise a local sports team.
Oh, man, I can't. It's the Reds.
Change their name.
Oh, they did. Okay. Wow, your football team is like the best team. They're barbaric like me. So buy my toys. They're the best in DC.
Better. Yes.
Better.
Love that for you.
An improvement on the last one, definitely.
I'm terrible at this.
Oh, that's weird because you were just in DC.
I was.
Oh my gosh. This is
Oh,
fun.
I'm excited about
I fully
Wandering
endorse this game,
Millionaire.
y'all.
You are entertaining, Al. I love it.
Okay.
All right, are you ready?
Yes.
Go.
Are you ready?
Oh, this is my new toy from I Am the
Props.
Wandering Millionaire. You want to be just like me? You want to make millions? Spend your money on my toy. You think this is just a sound machine? It's more than that. Okay, it is everything.
Speaker must give their promo like a drive time morning radio host.
Oh,
all right, you boys and girls, you want this toy? All right, get to be like this morning this billionaire. This is how I made my millions, and so can you. All right, let's do this. All right, everyone, our coffee, you ready for the day? We got the weather. It says it's going to be a bright and shiny day when you buy this toy. Be a millionaire.
Speaker must criticize their opponent's parenting skills.
Do you want to buy something from a barbarian to raise a child like a barbarian? You want to be a millionaire.
Time.
Not as good, but you know.
Barbaric children are angels.
They are truly barbaric. Your cats are terrible.
Oh, actually, my cats are barbarian. That is so hard, but fun.
That was really hard.
It's really fun. I'm really excited about playing this game.
Right. Well, so we can do one or two more rounds, but this time I think we can use. We'll use the new expansion.
Yeah, let's do the expand. Oh man, okay, yeah, I'm ready.
So same rules, nothing else changed.
All right,
everything's the same. It's just
ECW.
A little more risque cards.
All right, it's 1999.
Yep.
Oh, wow. HLA.
Oof. That's not.
That's the time we wish to forget, actually. That's the time we wish to forget. Thanks, Bischoff.
Anyways, buy this game. It's amazing, y'all.
Yes, please buy this game.
All right, so for this round, we have the Corporate Crippler.
Ooh, whoa.
Versus the Millennial Devil.
Oh, that has to be you.
I guess I'm already
you're wearing a millennial shirt.
Shirt.
All right, I'll do it.
So I'm the crippling. What?
Corporate Crippler.
The Corporate Crippler.
Corporate Crippler. That's right.
And we're gonna start things off with one of our favorite cards from this. Is you're in Sand Springs, Oklahoma. One wrestler gave birth to a hand. The other claims they are not the father. The producer decides who gave birth and who is the father. So Millennial Devil, you gave birth to the hand, and Corporate Crippler, you are the father.
Right. Corporate Crippler is the father, but I don't want that child.
Exactly.
That baby don't look like me.
That baby don't look like me.
All right, so Corporate Crippler, you're going to go first.
All right. What are we doing again? Well, I just have to say I'm not the father, right?
Yes, this is Maury.
Yeah.
To my hand child.
Yeah,
we're in Oklahoma.
Yep.
Nothing matters.
Sorry, Oklahoma.
All right, tell me when to start.
And go.
The corporate crippler is not the father of this hideous hand. Ew, first of all, I'm infertile and I can't have children. That's right. That's right. Money is my only love. I don't want this child. It's
The
not
speaker
mine.
must
You
accuse
can't
their
prove
opponent of having surgical enhancements to a part of their body.
You know you had your uterus modified so you could have just the hand and not the whole baby. You know you did that. It's not mine. You can't prove it. You can't
The
prove
speaker
there's no
must
paternity
impersonate a
test.
particular owner of a certain famous wrestling company.
Oh God. I can't get my voice that deep. You're fired. You're fired.
Time.
That's my Vince McMahon impression. I thought I had it better than that.
Oh, can't breathe.
Can't prove it's mine. You can't prove it.
Oh, I will.
That mutant. I could never.
All right, I'm ready.
Oh my God, I'm scared.
Wait, I'm the what? I know I'm the millennial. Oh,
You're the millennial devil.
millennial devil. Okay.
Millennial devil.
All right, say when.
Bring it.
And go.
Corporate crippler, you want to lie to these people and deny our child? Our child was made with love. This hand is not an abomination. You were just denying this because you're married and you don't want to
flip off everyone during their promo.
Fuck all of you. I am telling the truth. This hand is the crippler. Just look at it.
Is the hand born like this?
Don't you make fun of my child's deformation, okay?
Ain't mine.
You can
The
deny
speaker
it.
must profess about the joys of being a nudist.
I am raising our child to be free, to be naked and one with the world, and you're gonna deny it?
Ew.
And time.
Good job, Al. Good job.
I think I'm
I was
going to give
almost
that
convinced
round
it
to
was
the
mine.
millennial devil. Yeah.
I was convinced it was mine for a second.
Yeah, how dare you lie?
But overall,
Oh my god.
great performance.
Good
Great promo.
performance.
Good job.
Like it. I like it.
You made an amazing
All right.
game.
That was fun.
All right. So for our next round, we'll
Yes.
have the grungy stripper
Oh,
Ooh.
versus. Hold on.
Grunge.
you love Grinch.
Versus
I'm grungy.
the lustful Terminator.
Wow. Ooh.
Oh.
That's you. That's all you.
I'm a lustful Terminator. Wait, this is tearing our podcast apart.
Right.
Oh my god.
Grungy stripper.
I think
All
this is a good way to end it. We'll do this last round.
All right, so we'll end this one on the grungy strippers' home turf of Las Vegas, Nevada. The wrestlers
baby.
are competing at a strip club grand opening. They must promote the club in their promos.
What's wait, it doesn't have a name?
You can name it.
What the club?
Uh-huh.
You can name it in your promos.
Oh, we gotta name it. Oh. We each
You
have our
love
own.
Vegas.
You can
I
either
do.
you can do whatever you want. You can say the same name. You can say a different name. But you are in Las Vegas.
I think
Since
yeah.
grungy stripper, we'll have you. You're on your home turf. We'll have you kick it off again
Okay.
and begin.
Oh, I'm the grungy stripper, right? Okay. Let's see. What am I doing? Promoting my
Time
strip club?
started.
Ah, you gotta come on down to my strip club, the grungiest strip club in Vegas. You know you like it. You know you love it. It doesn't have a name yet, but it's grungy and there's strippers and we're having a great time.
The speaker must promote their meat sauce during their promo.
You want to come on down because we have the best meat sauce in Vegas. Actually, the best meat sauce in the world. And we coat our poles in it. So it's savory and sultry. And you're going to love it.
The speaker
You're
must give
gonna
their
love
promo like an ad for a phone sex hotline.
Come on down. What are you doing tonight? You need to come on down to the Grungy Strip Club where it's savory and sultry. We have meat sauce on all of the poles.
And time.
All night. Oh God.
It was the
What?
for me.
I mean, meat sauce doesn't sound so bad.
Oh God.
Oh no, did you lose your lunch?
Good thing I didn't eat.
Yeah. Now I'm hungry.
Oh my God. Oh yeah, Lustful Terminator. Okay.
All right, Lustful Terminator. You ready?
Lustful Terminator.
Is it just the grungy strip club?
Yeah, it's called the grungy. It's called the grungy.
Yeah, she dubbed it the grungy strip.
Because I'm the grungy
home
stripper.
of the meat sauce covered poles.
Poles. That's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
You know, you gotta have a shtick. Okay.
1-800-MEAT, baby. You got this, Al. I believe in you. Come on, you lustful Terminator.
Shut up. Okay.
Here we go.
And begin.
Grungy stripper wants to make me go to the disgusting grungy strip club with your disgusting meat covered poles? Meat sauce covered poles? What kind of sauce? I don't trust that. That is unsanitary in these conditions, okay?
The speaker must promote their line of sexual enhancement drugs.
As the lustful Terminator, my sexual enhancement products should not be at this disgusting club. They are for the classiest of men, okay? Not the ones who soak your poles. Yes, I know what's in that sauce. It's disgusting.
The speaker must refer to their legion of freaks during their promo.
Oh.
Me and my legion of freaks are disgusted we have to go to your grungy ass strip club. Grungy strip club is a terrible name, okay? We are above this. We are better than that.
And time.
So hard.
It's a bad name. It
was a really bad name. I don't
but yeah, I'm gonna have to give that round to the grungy stripper. Defending her home turf.
With my meaty poles.
Oh God.
Glossy poles. I mean, it's not a bad idea. You just offer up some spaghetti noodles, you know, and like the stripper will just like bang sauce right on your noodles. It's a good idea. It's a good idea. It's a good idea.
I'm not going into business with you.
What? It'll succeed in Vegas. We'll just put it that
my
way.
gosh. Wow. Yes. What a way to end it. That was amazing.
I could have called it the spicy meatball. Oh.
Wow. You're really thinking of this now.
Yeah, this is a real business venture now.
Oh no. You created a monster.
I apologize. Unless it's very successful, then I want to cut.
Unless it's very successful.
If
Yeah.
it's very successful, I need to cut, but otherwise I'm apologize.
Right.
True. There's tarps. I feel like there's tarps involved.
Well, you wear like a raincoat.
That's hot.
Yes.
You get a
They
raincoat,
clear?
you walk in. Yeah, they're clear.
Are the
yeah.
okay, they're in clear because they gotta be naked,
The
right?
strippers are naked.
Okay. Rolling against
Oh, so everyone is
Patrons-
wearing the ponchos like a Gallagher show?
ponchos. Yeah, you get your serving of noodles. The sauce is everywhere. The sauce is everywhere.
It's like instead of like peanuts or popcorn at like a dive bar, they just have bowls of
Pasta
spaghetti
noodles.
sitting
Yep.
out.
Mhm.
Yeah, pasta noodles sitting out.
Mhm. Yep.
disgusting.
I'm gonna make a lot of money, so we'll see who's laughing when I'm rolling in dough.
Oh, I mean, good for you. There's a lot of hope.
Thanks, I found my calling. I
It's a
found my
lot of
calling.
violations.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Is this one of the weirdest turns with meat soaked stripper poles? Meat sauce.
I mean, that's definitely a new one.
I can't even imagine. I can't
Yeah, what-
even
We definitely had
imagine.
some weird rounds with the expansion, but
Went to some strange places.
but I mean, just the visual of like stripper poles just like dripping with like bolognese sauce.
Yeah.
Sauce.
Yeah. Sauce.
Yeah, sauce.
Sauce.
I hope Tony D'Angelo cuts a promo there.
Yes, I hope so too. That's the goal. Someday.
Oh my gosh. Wow. I can't even think anymore.
That was so fun.
So fun.
It was so fun. Thank you so much, Matt, for coming on the show. I'm
Yeah,
excited
thanks for having me on the show.
to get
Great.
this game because I can see, I see greatness in my living room very soon.
Oh, okay. If people want to buy the game, where do they go? Where do they find you all over the internet?
Yeah.
So if you want to buy the game, you can buy it at smacktalkshowdown.com. If you want to find us on our social media, we are at Smack Talk Showdown on Instagram, at Smack Talk Showdown on Facebook, and at Smack Talk Showdown without the O's on Twitter.
Okay.
We don't need those O's.
No.
Yeah, get those out of here.
Yeah, the name was too long, so we had to take the O's out.
Something had to go.
Right.
True. Like up, down, down, They're doing great.
Exactly.
Yeah.
They're fine.
Amelia, where can we find you on the internet?
Oh, you could find me on the internet on Instagram and on Twitter at DaftPansy. Where can we find you, Elle?
Me, you can find me on Twitter at Kayfabe Al. You can find me on Instagram at Al__2_. Yeah. Find the show everywhere: Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Twitch, coming next year at Kayfabe Queens. Thank you again, Matt, for coming on. We love this game.
Much.
Yeah,
That was
thanks
so
for having me
fun.
again.
I'm obsessed with this game now.
You know
So
what? I'm the type of person, like, I want to be good at everything I do, and I'm determined to be a good promo maker, even if it means I have to be a grungy stripper.
stripper.
Yes.
Thank you so much.
Thank
We'll
you
see you
so
guys
much.
next
We
time.
appreciate it.
Thanks.